Well, here's a tragic story out of Florida that validates the saying that one, marry before you carry. Something we want to try to teach the next generation. Don't follow in all of our footsteps. Let's try to do things. Let's start doing things the right way. And if for some reason you're gonna lay down with someone, this is for men and women. Be careful of who you lay with, and please leave the babies out of it. Let's get into it.
Am I making the right decision to do what I'm going to do? I think that's what she's telling herself because she want to do it, she don't want to do it.
This video shows a transaction Marie Jean says she'll never forget. 26-year-old Esther Thielis just minutes before setting herself and their two kids on fire using gasoline. She says Thielis came into her 7-Eleven store, the clear jug in her left hand, an immediate red flag.
She was telling another guy in Creole that, hey, when between gas, I need gas. And the guy like, you can put gas in that in that water, bottled water.
Another customer offered to help get her a gas container, not knowing the horrors to follow. Investigators say this all happened August 26th, and Theolis's roommate said she took her 2-year-old son to his alleged father's house to give him up so she could move to Fort Lauderdale. The man and his mother both denied they were Theolis's child's father and asked her to get a DNA test first. Deputies say after some time passed, the man's mother brought the 2-year-old back to Theolis's house. Then investigators say Theolis went to the store just minutes away.
As soon she left the store, it was not even I would say not even hour when the officer came and talked to me.
When Theolis came back home, investigators say she gathered her kids, her 2-year-old and her infant son, doused them in gas, and then set them on fire. Her roommate came outside asking why. Deputies say she claimed it was, quote, too much humiliation.
But the kids did not ask to be born. I would rather you call GCF or go to the.
So the mother uses the phrase too much humiliation. Number one, this shows me that she's most likely not an American girl because they talk about humiliation. See, that's something that's missing in the Western world: shame and humiliation. So she felt the humiliation, felt like probably no one can help her. Family, if she has family here, probably turned her back on her because of choices that she made. And she felt there was no other way to solve the problem than to set herself and her kids on fire. That lets you know that these are rituals that are done by cultures outside of America, but she's brought them into America. Uh, she drops the baby off at the perceived father's house, and the mother brings the child back. So she's going to bring the child was 2 years old. She's going to have the child being raised by the father. And then she's going to take the infant child and move to Florida, probably where the new baby daddy is. Right. So again, that goes to the whole marry before you carry, because she'll mess around and she'll love a man, have a baby by him, lay with him, but have a baby by him, and then, or maybe lust after a man lust after her, have a baby by a dude, and then hell, he's still living with his mama. So he don't want nothing to do with him and say, hey, that's not my baby. And let me tell you something about mothers. A lot of times, women, mothers, grandmothers, they know if that's their son's child or not. Contrary to what you want to believe, and people think moms are just, a lot of times women don't like the dude's mama because she always in meddling in the business. He's a mama's boy and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. But yeah, a lot of times the mothers know. You know why mothers knows these things? First of all, you got mothers' intuition. They've been here long enough. They understand how the world works. And they also know the things that they did as youngsters and how they was out there in them streets. They know the games that women play. So they're like, hey, this may not be your child. Best thing to do before you get too caught up in it, could be, could not be your child. Before you get too caught up into this with this woman, get a DNA test. My question is, what's taking so long for her to get the DNA test? Because the child is 2 years old. So have she been trying to avoid getting a DNA test because if they do, they'll find out that the child is not his? Because in America, it is easy. All you got to do, file for child support and say, hey, let's get a DNA test. But you got a lot of women out here, a lot of mothers out here who say, who use the, I've heard it too many times. They got a deadbeat baby daddy. And it's like, I'm not going to force him to pay child support. If he don't want to take care of the child, then that's on him. To my point is, I mean, if you don't want to put him on child support, if he's taking care of the child, then okay, don't put him on child support. But at any moment, if he chooses not to take care of that child financially or what for any reason, then you call the people's on and you put them on child support. You get that DNA test. To me personally, I think DNA test should be mandated for every birth, husband or married or not, especially if you're not married. DNA test, because seen too many Maury Povich shows and what's the other show? Paternity court. Seen too many shows where these women bring these guys or these guys bring these women up to the court to do paternity tests and come to find out that they not the father. They said at least 20 something percent, at least 20 something, like 27% of all births, the person who they think is the father is not the father. Crazy, right? So I feel that number is too high. And I've seen stories, I think I covered one story in Africa where they saying that it's a lot of babies, a lot of guys are finding out that these children are not theirs. A lot of them are. And they are married. They were married to these women and come to find out, they supposed to be leaving all this money and legacy and thinking this is their son, and come to find out it's not their child. And that's devastating. That would be devastating to find out. But women play these games. They always play these games thinking I can do the same thing a man do, but you can't, because you get out here and you get caught, then you are stuck with the humiliation. You are looked upon, frowned upon. Well, not in this country. You ain't frowned upon by doing anything. People still embrace you and say it's okay. Well, he ain't no good anyway because he should still take care of that child. Where's the baby's daddy at? Where's the real father at? He should be taking care of that child, not somebody, because the dude that you with. But care before you marry, y'all. Care before you marry. That's for guys and girls.
Fire department drop the kids, say you can't no longer provide for them instead of doing something like that.
The 2-year-old is expected to be okay, but the infant died nearly 2 months later with 80% of his body burned.
Man, can you imagine helping this woman out, woman coming here? Because I've seen where people try to, put gas in a water can and they'd be like, no, you can't do that because it'll eat through that damn water jug before you even get to the house. So it's illegal to do it. They say, hey, that's why they got, gas jugs. Gas jug is probably probably $20, $30, $40 for a damn gas jug. But can you imagine being a person and say, hey, I'll help you buy that? You know what I'm saying? And she probably lied and said, hey, I need gas for who knows. Lawnmower, gonna mow the yard in the morning, or a car at the house ain't got no gas, or what have you. Again, I don't think she's from this country. I think she's probably Caribbean, and it is Florida. So that is probably a good assessment of the situation. And this is something that they do. Some people drown babies. Some of them, might, put some lead in babies. In her culture, she felt burning them up would be the thing to do because of humiliation. You see stories where women say, hey, I'm gonna do, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, you don't want the baby, I'll show you, or you trying to take my child away. That's usually the case. Like somebody trying to take kids away from them, and then they'll mess around and say, oh, I'll show you. And they do something like this. But she was like, this dude don't want me, don't want the baby. I'm so humiliated. My family probably done ostracized me because this is not the culture that we came from. And I came over here to America trying to do what Americans do and not really realizing how jacked up American society is relationship wise. So now I'm just going to end it all.
says she wished she could have done something to prevent this.
I suffer bad PTSD, and that happened in my store. I cannot feel bad. Yeah. Because everything was provided for my store.
In Orange County, Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
Well, that's the thing. She can't be really. I mean, say she feeling like suffering from PTSD, which I can understand because you did everything for this woman thinking that is one thing, and then you come find out that, oh my gosh, she did what, and you thinking about what could you have done to prevent this. Like the story goes, if it ain't you, it's gonna be somebody else. She would have went somewhere else and done it. You can't like see stuff like this would be like why like who know like Democrats would uh fight. Let's say they want to like say, hey, we need to vote to ban gas cans from gas stations. And they'll be like, wow, well, because this mama, burn her babies up. And they're gonna take, what I'm saying, we gotta take that away because it's destroying the babies. And you're like, but it's an isolated incident, is my point. It's like she has to understand, the store owner, the store manager, what have you, has to understand like this is just an isolated incident. Everybody is not buying gas out your store to go burn up babies. Just like everybody's not buying bullets and guns from gun stores to go, and shoot up schools or concerts, anything like that. It's you're gonna have these people out here who have mental issues and gonna use something that 99% of the people use for protection. They're gonna go use it to cause an offense, like an unprovoked offense. You just have those issues, and those people, they got to be prosecuted. I mean, you can try to find ways to to make it not happen, which is going to be hard. But I mean, hey, that's it's life. It's sad. It's tragic. Hopefully, she'll be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I hate them babies have to lose their lives, or you got one baby who's probably going to live, but probably going to be burnt. I mean, going to be deformed, disfigured, and deformed and disfigured, and probably won't live to see probably won't live a long time because there's going to be a lot of infections. It's going to be a lot of surgeries, a lot of hospital stays, and I doubt that they'll live past the age of 15, maybe get out the teenage years. I doubt it. I mean, I've worked in hospitals, for majority of my adult life. So it's no, it won't end well for this baby, which is very 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 tragic. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe a couple minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com and get 10% off your first purchase of all our luxury items. I promise you will not be disappointed. If you want to take advantage of our miniature sandalwood beard kit sale, click on the shop button below where we're having a great sale on a sandalwood beard kit, which contains the oil, balm, and the wash or the shampoo. And sandalwood is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So why not use the best product on the market if you want to get that beard to its full potential? And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.